Yeah, sure. We can get going. So thanks everyone for being here for Furucombo's March community call here in English. Sorry, just a second. Hello, hello. Hey, sorry about that. Okay, so welcome Munir as well from Paraswap. So maybe you just want to introduce yourself, Munir, and tell us maybe a little bit about Paraswap. If you're unaware, we just recently integrated Paraswap into Furucombo. So if you haven't had a chance to use it, maybe check it out. And Munir, maybe you can tell us a bit about it and about your project.
Sure, happy to. So thanks guys for having me. So I'm Munir, founder of Paraswap, mostly in charge of product and operations. Been a developer before, built the first versions of Paraswap. I also worked in various startups, mostly here in Paris in various sectors. And since 2019, all I'm doing is building Paraswap and taking it to the next levels.
Cool. So, can you tell us what does Paraswap do? What can Paraswap do? What can you do as a user on Paraswap?
Yeah, so basically Paraswap, you can see it as a DEX aggregator. That's in simple terms, where you will use it if you're swapping tokens. So say you're selling ETH for DAI, and Paraswap will scan liquidity in all major DEXs in various blockchains, 5 actually, and it's going to try to find you a price that is better than the markets. So for instance, the best price is Uniswap, but Paraswap will try to come up with a price that is better than Uniswap in this case. So that's the value proposition, is giving you a price that is better than the markets. But how we see really Paraswap internally is a middleware, or a decentralized middleware, that traders, dApps, other protocols can use for various use cases. It can be swaps of tokens, as I mentioned in the beginning, but it can be anything that is built on top of. Furucombo is one very good example. Another example is Aave, that's using Paraswap API in order to swap APYs. So you are swapping a 3% to a 5%, and behind the scenes, Paraswap will make sure that this swap of APY will happen in the best conditions. For instance, you have a collateral, it's going to make sure you're not subject to liquidation, it's going to take a flash loan. And then if you think about it, it comes down to a swap in natively, but it's facilitating this whole operation. Another example will be with NFT swaps. Say, for instance, you have an NFT that is denominated in ETH, and you have DAI. Well, in one transaction happening on Paraswap, it's going to convert your DAI to ETH at the best market price, and then buy the NFT. And various examples that can be built on top. So what you're really building is decentralized middleware where the ecosystem can build on top of. And the value proposition is always getting you a price that is better than the markets and making you the best possible execution.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So yeah, for Furucombo, like on Polygon, Ethereum, it's nice that a user can just kind of add that Paraswap cube, and then they're kind of always getting the best price regardless of which DEX they use. So for someone completing their swap or doing a flash loan, There's a nice feature there, kind of maximizing capital efficiency without having to worry about which swapper you're using. So for us,
excuse me. I was just going to complete with the flash loan. Like you can, if you find an arbitrage or opportunity using Furucombo, that's something you can leverage, where you can get a flash loan from Aave, make your swap, Paraswap, and then refund your flash loan, all done in a single transaction.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, feel free to jump in anytime. I sometimes talk too much, so.
Oh, no worries.
But super cool to have you guys integrate with us. We definitely really needed an aggregator on Polygon Network, so I think it's been great so far. I don't know if we have any stats on use case yet, how many users have used Paraswap, but I've seen quite a few transactions coming through on the transaction bot channel, so it's good to see that people are using it, and I haven't heard any complaints, so that's great.
Amazing. Yeah, I've been using Paraswap for a while, and then I think Paraswap is now on both Polygon and Ethereum network on Furucombo. And also when we are doing the auto farming, like auto harvest their users reward from QuickSwap or from Furucombo, we are also using the Paraswap at the backend to make sure the user get the best deal.
Amazing.
Cool. I didn't know we were doing that. So nice. Another use case. No, that's great. So yeah, I mean, you guys are also on a bunch of different networks, and so kind of what's the next step for you guys? Do you in your roadmap for say the rest of the year, and kind of what plans are you looking at to expand the Paraswap ecosystem?
Yeah, a lot of things. We're starting with expanding to new chains. The idea is to be on all major chains. We are following the liquidity and the demand. So hopefully we'll be on Arbitrum, Optimism, zkSync, Starknet, Solana, and all of those major chains. Hopefully one day even doing Bitcoin. I'm not sure how exactly, but there are some. We have some ideas. Also, we are open sourcing a major part of the system in order to make the integrations much open and scalable, but also decentralized, because right now everyone is waiting for us to make it a particular integration of a new DEX. So what we're doing is open sourcing the integrations of DEXs, so that if you create a DEX or if you're a stakeholder on a DEX and you want our volumes, well, what you can do is write your integration yourself as if you were writing a snapshot strategy or a subgraph. So that's something we're working on right now as we speak, and we working with Balancer also for their new pool types. Hopefully it should be ready next week. But also what we're looking to really build this year is more decentralization and also more work on the ecosystem, which means that if tomorrow you are building a new DEX or you're building a new DeFi use case and you need best execution and you need to access market prices, well, you can either use Paraswap, but you can also build on top of Paraswap. The NFT example I was mentioning, it's just a use case that we are bootstrapping, but the hope is in the future that if you're building, say, a limit orders on NFTs, or you're bootstrapping a new marketplace, well, you can build that on top of Paraswap. That's the idea, is it becomes a ubiquitous tool to enable various use cases in DeFi that requires this best execution or can be composed with the best execution. I can argue that the integration with you guys is also part of this, in a sense that Paraswap enables some use cases that are not possible or are not really optimized without an aggregator. But here the idea is to build directly on top of Paraswap, where you are building, say, a new ways to exchange peer-to-peer NFTs. Well, you can build that on Paraswap, and it's going to bring you the value that it's bringing only to its users, but that's a brand new use case that you're introducing. So that's what we're looking for, like the major releases that we're looking for this year.
I see. Interesting. So that's kind of going to become maybe a second half of 2022 then, you think?
Well, it's already possible today. So it's more a matter of highlighting those possibilities. So right now, adding a new use case or like adding NFT swaps, that's something we already have on our development environments. We're gonna release it soon. And we also have a institutional trading. So for banks and large corporations that want to be on DeFi, but unfortunately can't DeFi tomorrow because of compliance limitations or internal compliance limitations. These guys, they can start trading on Paraswap using our market makers, so which we call Paraswap pool, and with KYC, AML, and all of those things. So that's also a use case that somebody else could build without even talking to us. But we are building that use case with a full integration, like starting from a white label UI to smart contract whitelisting and KYC process and all of those things, so that if you're an institution, you can just connect your Fireblocks or Copper or any kind of custodial wallet that you're using and start using Paraswap. It's the same product at the end. It's using the same smart contract and so on, with a different router that has a whitelisting and all the guarantees that this software allows you to trade in a legally compliant way. But for us, it's just a thin layer on top of Paraswap. So that's also another use case. Maybe tomorrow somebody else would come up with a different use case for institutions, but that's what we're trying to do. So it's already possible. It's already live per se. It's just that it requires some process, and we're trying to make that as easy as possible moving forward.
I have a question. So I'm a big fan of NFT, but I didn't follow too much like NFT trading stuff. So you just mentioned that you can swap your NFT on Paraswap. Can you disclose more about this?
It's not live yet, so it's still we're still working on it. But there are various ways. So the most simple way, or like the most intuitive way, is say you have an NFT that is denominated in ETH, and there is a market buy. Like you can have a buy now feature. So it's equivalent of a market buy in tokens. So if you pay the price that is asked by the seller, you can get it right away. And the problem is, say you don't have ETH, you have DAI, or you don't have enough ETH, you have USDC. So using Paraswap, it can convert on the fly, and on the same transaction is going to buy you the NFT. Or it can buy you multiple NFTs. So say you want to buy 10 NFTs, and you have DAI, USDC, and BAL. Well, you can do that as well using this new smart contract. So that's the idea of. It's more of a UX issue that we are handling, and I can argue that it's not only UX, because maybe by the time you will be converting all your tokens into ETH and doing the approvals and going all the way, and maybe congestion of the network and waiting for a few hours, maybe that NFT has gone already that you really wanted to buy. And here it's just one transaction without any extra efforts that will allow you to buy that NFT you want. So it's solving it's creating this possibility that doesn't exist, but also it's solving a UX problem.
I see. So let's say those NFT are listed on like OpenSea. So that will be a web page that, okay, so let's say it's live on Paraswap already. And then I go to Paraswap, and then I use Paraswap's UI to view those NFT, and then click them all, and then it says, okay, I'm going to buy them all together on Paraswap. Mm-hmm. Is that the use case?
So it can be any UI. Our approach is to always build the feature on the infrastructure side and showcase it with our UI. So our UI is one of the users of Paraswap, of Paraswap protocol, but tomorrow any kind of marketplace aggregator can use it. Like say Jenny can use this feature instead of using Uniswap or whatever internal tool they're using. They can just plug into Paraswap in order to get that best use case, or they don't even need to worry about that execution detail themselves. It's just handled by Paraswap using the same smart contract using the same, I would say, infrastructure that is secured, audited, and insured by and slashed. So that's the benefits that we're offering, not only to UI users, although obviously we will have a UI so that we make it easy for everyone, but especially for other dApps that have this NFT swaps but are struggling by doing this themselves and having to go through the audit and insurance and all of those things. They can just simply use something that has been working for almost 3 years now.
I see. That's very cool. When will it be live?
Soon TM, I would say. Hopefully in a few weeks. So that depends also. We're making a big upgrade of our smart contracts. So that depends a lot on audits. That's always the only thing that's everyone who's building smart contract cannot control is when auditors will be ready to start auditing and what is their lead time. Hopefully we have good relationships with many auditors, so we are able to always get prioritized, but it's still, there are always unknown. So I would say in a few weeks, but hard to say exactly when. But yeah, hopefully in a few weeks.
Yeah, when we're doing the Furucombo funds, the new system audit, yeah, we are, audit is always a big issue, but it's important. Yeah, but anyway, it's can't wait to try this feature when it is online.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be interesting too to kind of integrate that system into Furucombo too, to kind of maybe buy and sell NFTs, in one transaction, or visualize them and chain them together. Munir, I had a question for you though. So does it pull data from like all the, like say OpenSea, LooksRare, from like, is it like aggregating all the marketplaces for NFTs, or it's just strictly if someone's listed on Paraswap?
So on the smart contract side, it's agnostic as long as you give it an NFT ID and your swap details. As long as that NFT is possible to buy from a particular contract, well, it's going to do it. It's going to work. But on the UI side and maybe also on an API side, yes, to facilitate integrations, you will have access to various marketplaces like OpenSea, Rarible, and a few others. And if you're building if you're using our UI as well, it will be the same. So you will have access to various marketplaces. The idea is to not just build the infrastructure, is to always build an end-to-end the product. So that's, if you just want to trade and don't want to build, and you're a user, you're not a builder, where you have the whole tooling already made for you. But if you are a dApp builder or already have an existing app like you guys, and that's a particular use case you would like to have, yes, in this case, you can just call the API and it's going to give you an aggregate of marketplaces. And hopefully in the future, people can add easily new marketplaces without talking to us. But yeah, basically, you may use us, you may use only the smart contract, and you bring your own aggregate marketplaces. You can use the marketplaces that we provide, that we integrated, or you can use the UI if that's easier for you.
I see. Very cool. Well, we might have to talk more about that because I think that's quite interesting.
Yeah, sure.
I know a lot of our users have mentioned kind of NFTs, so might be time to add that in somewhere into our roadmap, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking this.
I know you'd like to use that, Shunting. You love your NFTs, so.
But I'm going to buy more, so I think this is pretty.
There will be buy only in the beginning.
Cool. So I know one thing we're talking a lot about right now is governance, and I don't know much about the Paraswap governance. Is the PSP token the one you guys use for governance? Do you guys use Snapshot? Maybe you just want to give a quick brief on that. I'd be kind of interested to hear what you guys are doing, because we're looking at kind of expanding out ours. So I'd like to hear what other protocols are doing in that regard.
Yeah, happy to. So we launched the PSP on mid-November last year. So it's almost 4 months. And a week later, we launched the DAO. Although you can see the community gathered very quickly. So the DAO launched between the 15th and 22nd. It's taking over. By default, the DAO has majority control of the network, and that's also by design. So the idea and our mission is to deliver this fully decentralized middleware that's going to be owned by the DAO, and that's been done since day one. So the DAO is fully autonomous. We have community members who are working for the DAO. Also, Paraswap, the team or the core contributors are also working for the DAO, although they are independent on an operational point of view. So that's something we have set up in the beginning, and recently there was a new proposal to have also on board some of the community members so that they can be working for the DAO and being paid by the DAO. And we have some other folks from the community who propose some very interesting ideas on how we can pay, or like how the DAO can pay for those contributors in a very creative way. So Paraswap, if you want, the protocol is owned by the DAO, and the goal is when we reach this full or perfect decentralization we're looking for, hopefully in 2-3 years, hard to say when exactly, the DAO should take over. And the way we want to measure that is us as a early contributor, so like what you can call a core team, we should be able to completely disconnect for 3 months or go for holidays for 3 months without internet and come back in Paraswap became even better. So that's a very ambitious, I would say, objective to achieve, because still most of the DeFi projects are still run mostly or like built mostly by the early core teams. But I would say, as DeFi matures, or like as the ecosystem of crypto matures, it's not gonna matter when contributors started. It's gonna matter of when this protocol is mature enough. And also, we are seeing a lot of DAO toolings being built, and a lot of advancement on a tech side that allows or facilitates better facilitates decentralization. So that's why I'm very optimistic. So hopefully, if everything goes right, in 2-3 years, 4 years maximum, Paraswap should be literally fully autonomous on a protocol point of view, and in terms of ownership, the DAO can fully take over without needing any core team. It doesn't mean that there will no longer be needing core developers. I mean, even Ethereum has core developers, but the idea is that it can work with or without core developers. Right now, it's partially the case as in most DeFi protocols. So that's our ambition: is to be completely disposable as a core team, so that we make the point that we want to deliver. Our ambition is to deliver a fully decentralized protocol, and that this is what we are looking to do.
Right on. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's kind of what most of these, decentralized products want to strive towards, right? So you make an interesting point. I kind of find the DAO toolings a little bit in the infancy stage, but yet, it was probably one of the most mentioned words at Denver. Definitely a big buzzword right now. So
it's the year of the DAOs now, 2020.
Yeah, for sure. If you don't have DAO in your roadmap, you're not doing it right. So
you don't look cool if you don't have a DAO.
yeah, for sure. So are you guys? Is it Snapshot you guys are using right now for voting on proposals and stuff, or?
Yes, Snapshots for votes, and we have a DAO multisig. Most of the signers are not parts of Paraswap and are distributed in various places of the world. It's good and bad. It's good, like it's super secure. It's bad because I always have hard time asking for signatures when, for instance, the DAO votes for something. So I need to hustle to get everyone to sign, which is at the end a good thing, because it means that nobody can hack this wallet, because you need to hack I don't know, 8 people all over the world that are completely not connected to each other, and nobody knows at time T their location. So that's something really cool. Obviously, those are known people in the space like Stani, Fernando, and other folks. But yeah, that's how we do it. We wanted in the beginning to use a governor module or a governance module. So we looked into few ones, mostly Aave and Bravo from Compound. The only downside is that it's on-chain, which means that for every governance proposal, you need to make an on-chain, or everyone has to make an on-chain transaction to say yes or no. And that's super expensive. I mean, you don't want to have people paying for every single transaction. And also some of the proposals concern, say, Polygon, for instance, say we want to launch liquidity mining on QuickSwap. It doesn't make any sense to vote for that on Ethereum. It's not even making sense because it's on Ethereum and the proposal is on Polygon. So nothing is gonna really. It's not enforceable. That's the word I was looking at. So we thought that maybe there are now right toolings. So let's make things simple and use Snapshot. And also Snapshot are working on the layer 2 solution so that you can have this enforceability at some point. I don't know exactly how this would look like on a multi-chain environment, but so far it's been working quite well.
Awesome. Yeah, it's sweet.
We also did one thing is created a second multisig for the community. So that one is managed by DAO members that are most of the time involved in those proposals. So for instance, say we are doing liquidity mining, say on SushiSwap, and the DAO multisig is super heavy. The process can take sometimes 2 days just to get majority signatures. But the community multisig is more lightweight. Still, the signers are located in various places, blah, blah, blah. But those are guys who are involved in a day-to-day. So for things that need a recurrence process, say, for instance, we are sending tokens to a pool on a weekly basis, well, we will have a single snapshot vote, or we will have a monthly distribution from the DAO multisig to the community multisig. And then since the community is close by and more, I would say, more flexible, and we never put significant amounts in there, so that gives us this flexibility. So that was the way we got around this heavy security by making a trade-off where we put low amounts, but only the necessary amounts, and DAO members or like community members who are active will be able to have this flexibility. And that's also have worked pretty well.
Yeah, like talking about DAO, I think like the short-term problem is like Paraswap, we are trying to integrate and like different protocols and integrate at different blockchains. The like cross-chain governance is a really big issue like we need to encounter, especially like Furucombo might we have also on Polygon on Ethereum. So this might be a short-term issue we need to deal with in this case. And for long-term one is like in Ether, we were talking about how to make all of the users that have like governance tokens and be willing to engage in all kinds of like topics and issues, and like Paraswap, we really think like we want the users to engage in our protocol in the future, like in the following 2-3 years. I was wondering that will these users be like that active comparing to our team, or how can we make them to be that active to deal with all kinds of problems and be willing to grow with the protocols? I don't think this has a very precise answer, but I just wondering that if you guys have any kind of thoughts about this.
Like how to create more engagement from the community in order to participate.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I would say there is no standard or no playbook yet. Each case is different. It all depends on the product and the community size, and also if we refer back to politics, I would say it's kind of the same. Like nobody wants to vote on every single decision that's happening. So for us, in the early days, we had snapshot votes, so who were, you can see like hundreds of people participating on those votes. But moving forward, as more votes started coming in, we saw a drop on those pictures. Like for instance, the very first vote, we had like more than 400 people who voted. Given that only token holders could vote, so people who staked weren't able to. So we excluded like another 400 or maybe more. And then the second vote, we saw a large participation once we enabled staking. But moving forward, as many votes started coming in, well, people have other things to do in their life, so they won't have time to read the whole proposal and go to the details. People will do, in general, will look for social proofs, like what are the people I trust thinking. So if the people I trust think that this vote has to be yes or has to be a no, I will vote a yes or a no. Because simply I don't have time, and I know that X or that person is well informed, and I trust their judgments. So I will do something the same. I may still verify because, well, we are in crypto and blockchain, but most likely I will follow what the person I trust will do, which looks a lot like the political system, or say, for instance, in the US political system, where we gonna vote for those who's gonna vote for the president, or even in European systems where we vote for parliaments, like for people representative that will make the decision on our behalf. Still, obviously, they have some accountability. So we are following what they're doing. We are judging them on the outcome of they are doing. We have the ability to judge them on every single decision they have made, but we're not the ones, or like the people or the stakeholders, like in a country, the people are the stakeholders, are the voters. In a DAO, the shareholders or the token holders are the stakeholders in this context. So these guys will do something kind of the same. What I'm getting at is the delegation model, I think, works very well, because you may have a small set of people, but they are still accountable to the crowd because they have to make the right decisions. And if they don't make the right decisions, people can either override their votes or can just simply withdraw their votes and put it on someone else or another delegator. So I think early stages of DAOs, from what you've seen, people are super excited because at the end you have only 1 or 2 votes. But as the process becomes more complex and requires more attention, people may move on, because also what you need to keep in mind is that people are not involved on only one DAO. They are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some people are like in 20, 30 DAOs involved, so they don't have this time to really focus on each one. It becomes a full-time job. But there are other folks who are doing research, who are very well informed and have better techniques in order to still be involved in various DAOs, but know exactly how to extract the right information and how to make it educated judgments. So those are the best guys to delegate the voting power to, and that's something we can see it in play in Compound, in Aave, in Uniswap, where we have some established individuals or entities that are making this research, and they are incentivized by doing the right thing. Because if they don't do the right thing, well, their votes are gonna go away, and the people will no longer trust them. So I think the delegation model, it works very well, and is the more pragmatic and realistic one. So I would not expect the crowd to be voting on every single decision. I would expect a delegation that will become the new standard.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because I always think that the delegation model is kind of like a trade-off to enable to let users to present their opinions by like more easily to let other people that are more highly engaged delegate their power to these people. But but in the decentralized, like what we are looking for, that the DAO way, maybe the power can be dedicated more dynamically. We don't have to like vote every 1, 2, 3, 4 years, and then the following 4 years are all your power are delegated to a single person. Yeah, and maybe you can do it in a more dynamically way and see how it goes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, right on. No, I think that's a really good point, Murnir, about the delegated governance. I mean, you can always provide some incentive for individuals to come out and maybe provide their own vote as opposed to delegating. It really depends how much, individual response you want. I know like some protocols, they'll provide kind of rewards for providing your input for coming in and voting. So that's maybe another option if you're looking for more diversified response. But yeah, I mean, most of the proposals I vote on these days, I look at, okay, 45% of people are saying yes, so I'm just going to vote with the crowd. Because like you said, you don't have time to kind of read into each governance proposal you're voting in. So, it kind of becomes redundant anyways. So you might as well just delegate your funds to someone else or delegate your voting power. So that the best decision can be made by someone who's doing a lot of research on it, right? So,
yeah, I have an opinion in this regards. I think people, or like Julian, should hide the results until the vote is over. So that can unbias any kind of vote, because as you said, you just literally said that you don't have time to go through all details. So you will either trust your gut and say, well, if the majority is voting yes, so I'm going to trust the wisdom of the crowd and go with the majority, because maybe those people have done their homework, and if they voted in one direction, maybe because it's the right thing. But maybe it's not, because, well, if everyone will say the same thing, it creates like an avalanche of a particular direction, which is maybe having the crowd not making the right decision. I don't know. I mean, besides the political opinions of anyone, so we have some countries, in the US, the UK, and others, who have voted a certain political direction that is not maybe approved by a lot of other people. Like the far right maybe is not approved by people who see themselves as progressists. I mean, not to say this is right or wrong, but maybe there were some manipulations in voting, like in the Trump area. So if you're just following the crowd, you are voting maybe for the wrong person, or maybe yes, maybe you know what you're doing. But for many people who have voted, for instance, for the Brexit, who regretted that vote later, maybe followed the crowd in a sense. That's maybe this is the right thing. This is going to disrupt the system because the system is not correct, it's not fair, and we should make some changes. We should create a shock to the political class. But maybe by doing that, you're not really doing the right thing. So I guess by hiding the results, and even in political systems, it's not legal, at least in France, it's not legal to continue talking about the results while the votes are happening. So you need to wait until the end of the vote before those agencies who are going to estimate the results will start mentioning that, in order not to bias the results in one or the other direction. Obviously, these guys are supposed to be neutral. So I think in DAOs, we need something like that. On the tooling side, of course. I mean, DAOs are software at the end. Anyone can build whatever they want and whatever the users want. But I think we should experiment with hiding the results of the votes, and so that we can have everyone will vote in a neutral way. Obviously, we will still need this social proof, but it will be at least limited to their solicitation. So I will have to solicit someone. I will have to read the arguments of the other person, instead of just looking at the result and saying, oh, 60% yes, another yes, instead of me trying to understand and look at the pros and cons of every direction and making a choice that I'm convinced that is the right one.
Yeah, I agree with this.
Yeah, same. That's a good point. Cool. So do we want to kind of open up the floor then to questions to Munir from Paraswap before we continue? So if anyone has any questions, feel free to come forward and ask.
Downside of Twitter Spaces is that people cannot ask written questions, unlike in Discord. But yeah, it's also more open than Discord, so anyone can also join instead of having to join the group and participate. So yeah, some people are sometimes shy to ask questions, so I would ask you guys, if you want to ask, don't worry, it's gonna stay between us.
Yeah, I think that's the problem using the Twitter Space. But yeah, but also to use Twitter Space, you have more chance to like expose to the people that you don't know. On Discord, you can like type, but on Discord, it's like within the community, so it's always a hassle to choose like in between. Do you guys use Twitter Space for the community call, or like how you guys run a community call?
So far, we have used only Discords. We haven't explored with Twitter Spaces.
I see.
We often have the call in a CC channel, or we call it CC chat, where people ask questions on the chat directly. That's what we've been doing so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't done direct questions. Maybe that's something we should experiment at some point.
Right on. Yeah, so I don't see anything coming up. If something does come up, I will maybe send you a message, and then we can kind of get a response back from that. It doesn't have to be right now. So thanks for coming, Munir. Feel free to stick around. We're just going to kind of go over the rest of updates with Furucombo and stuff. But I appreciate you being here and speaking in our community call.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
For sure. So, Ben, do you want to maybe give an update on where we're at with the fund manager system and what's going on with that?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Josh. I think
Thanks.
we mentioned about the Furucombo funds system like in the previous community call already, but like everything is still ongoing, and we're still trying to build and to make our fund manager system more secure. And also, when we are designing the whole system structure, we also have think of some like difficulties that we need to deal with, and some of the solutions that after we like participate in Denver, also comes up some inspiration to us to have different aspects to think of how can we solve these problems. And so the whole system is now still under development, and we are going some internal reviews and think of all kinds of scenarios that if anything can be harm to our system, and how do we deal with this, and also remain the flexibility to like upgrade and integrate more protocols and give our fund managers more options on different kind of strategies, but also protect our investors, also our users to participate in the fund system, Furucombo fund system. So yeah, that's pretty much about it, because we haven't finished everything yet. So it's kind of like this, and we plan to deliver our system to the audit firm to start the audit in March. So everything is ongoing. So if you guys have any kind of thoughts that which kind of protocols should we the font system will be integrating Polygon at the first phase. So if you guys have any kind of thoughts that we should definitely integrate more, what kind of protocol in Polygon to make our font system like to support more important strategies or other kinds of opinions, definitely let us know, and we'll see if we can integrate into the fund system, or we can just think about we can put it in the next phase or something. Yeah, that's pretty much about it.
Cool, right on. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, so we're also going to be coming out or doing a Discord workshop. The first one will be probably around the fund manager system. And then probably we'll do another one around kind of like an introduction of the create mode, how to set up your strategies. So if you are interested in the fund manager system, definitely keep an eye out on the Discord and, partake in the workshop or, watch the video afterwards if you aren't available. Also, we still are going to extend the trading contest till the launch of the fund system. So we still do have that $10,000 up for grabs. If you do want to create a strategy and then submit it to the trading strategy contest, you can still do that up until the release of the fund manager system. And then, of course, we're looking for more fund managers. We're looking to kind of whitelist the initial set. So we'll probably be doing some kind of vetting system early on to decide who's kind of going to be our original set of fund managers. But, if you are interested in that, if you are interested in, managing other people's funds, maybe getting a performance fee off that, partaking, in the community and building your strategies, there's ways to get involved. So definitely get in touch with us on the Discord, and we'll see how we can help get you kind of set up and where you need to be. So that, I guess, leads us into kind of governance. And I think Shunting had some questions from the community as well he was going to look at. So take it away.
So right now we are still working on the FIP number 1. So if you haven't read the proposal, the committee, so FP1 that we are going to propose, it's proposed by the core team, the Guzman and the core team. We cooperate together. And then what we are proposing is that we want to select 3 to 4 keys from the community and then to manage our DAO treasury together. So for now, we have around 3 people wanted to participate in the election, and a lot of them, that is the people that we know in before. And also there's a person called Sam Miorelli. I think he brings up some really good question about the legal side of between a corporate and a DAO, and then who should be responsible for what. So I think internally we are discussing this with our lawyers to make sure that everything is doing we are doing the right thing. We are not doing something back forward. So I think we will soon that the vote start, and then so we can have those people on board to manage the DAO treasury together. And also we will propose another FIP, which is FIP number 2. So FIP number 2 will be proposed to how are we going to use the funds that is currently in our DAO treasury on Polygon. And there's around $70,000. So that's basically the status of the governance proposal. But I want to echo back to the Monier. I think to delegate to someone and also to think about multi-chain voting strategy, that's something we keep thinking of, because I think in the future a protocol, or no matter it's a protocol, an aggregator, it's all dApps. I think all the dApps that will become multi-chain, and multi-chain means that you will have liquidity on different blockchain, and also it's stupid that if you are going to, for example, launch the liquidity mining on Polygon, but you have to vote on Ethereum, because the reason that people use Polygon is Ethereum is expensive, and right now you have to use the expensive stuff to vote again. So but right now I didn't see anyone really solving this perfectly. Element Finance, they do provide some solution and then provide some idea, and then they are still developing it. So yeah, I think it's a long way, and we will keep exploring and then thinking what will be the best for the community. Yep. So that's basically the governance part. Thanks, Josh. Plaza.
Thanks. Yeah, I think you also had some questions from the community too, right? Or
Yeah, I think I will leave that on the AMA side.
okay, sure. Cool. So yeah, that's kind of updates on Furucombo. So yeah, the last kind of the week before this week, anyways, we were all at Denver. So that was an interesting experience, kind of seeing everyone from the community. I think there's about 10,000 people that showed up for that, including Vitalik and other big names in the ecosystem. So pretty interesting there. Blake, maybe you want to kind of run through some things that interesting things that we kind of experienced during that event?
Sure. I think the most interesting things I found for myself is that even though everything for crypto is online, right? But meeting somebody in person actually feel me like we are like getting closer to each one. So we met like about 30 people or 30 users in Stanford, and we talked a lot about like how they feel when they used Furucombo and if there are any suggestions from them and our roadmap and the upcoming Furucombo funds and I feel like with these kinds of conversation that people are getting closer and closer, and even though we like talked like one month or 1 year before already, we have already like met each other online for so long, but it's still good to actually meet people in person in this kind of event. So I feel it's a really nice event to attend. And besides that, we also hosted a Web3 happy hour with Gelato and Zarium, and we spent some quality time with them. And also Monique and Christina from Paraswap team also joined the event as well. And it's really nice like to have some beer and ice cream together to enjoy the moments there. And besides that, at first I feel like the East Stanford is more about the hackathon events. So I met a lot of builders there. And also we also met like many people are actually just crypto enthusiasts. So we talk a lot about the NFT, the DAO, and we even built some like we even attended a DIY workshop to put your NFT onto a monitor, like with some hardware device. So it's really fun. And besides this, we 4 of our team also joined the hackathon, and we won the second place for the Polygon grant. And I think Ben is also part of the hackathon builder team. So maybe Ben, you can help to like share more on what you guys did for hackathon. How about that?
Okay, sure. But actually, at first place, when we talk about we're attending Denver, actually, I was thinking of if after I came to Denver, I need to spend all my time like coding and just build a project. We're thinking about, but actually, we spend a lot of time. Yeah, just like what Blake says, we've spent a lot of time to contact, get in touch with other, no matter user or other protocols, we've integrated or not, and yeah, we spend a lot of time to just get in touch with other people in person. It's quite nice, and that's part of the thing that we didn't think of before. And so about the hackathon part, actually we just planned to participate in hackathon, but we didn't like said we have to build something that can be integrated into Furucombo in future, or we have to build something for DeFi or something. We just come here and attend all kinds of events or all kinds of workshops and think of what can we do in if I am not like developer only for Furucombo. And it is quite interesting because I don't know if you guys know that Furucombo is actually also a project from our internal hackathon. So it's a very interesting experience, and what we want to do is like we are going to like discover all kinds of interesting topics that happens in East Denver, especially for this time. Like in previous years, maybe the most popular topics are like DeFi's, but now we have like GameFi and all kinds of NFT projects, and just we mentioned before, is about a lot of DAO tooling projects. So it really gives us a lot of options of interesting topics to build. And as we come up with an idea, it's called Cats and Trade. It's like because like we want to build something that we never done before, because we are always building things with like DeFi's in Furucombo. So Cats and Trade is like a GameFi project, we can call that. So I don't know if you guys used Tomato Clock before. It's kind of it's like an app that enable users to be concentrate on a specific task. So it's an app that you can install on your cell phone, and so you can like concentrate on your work for 25 minutes, and in this 25 minutes you shouldn't touch your phone. I know that some people use their phone to do their work, but it's just for like you can spend these 25 minutes to like read a book or draw a picture or something. So in these 25 minutes, you should just leave your phone away, and then you can have 5 minutes break, and you can like take a rest and relax, and like reply your messages on your phone, or just use Instagram or something. So we kind of like try to integrate this kind of scenario into a GameFi ecosystem. So everyone can have a cat as a pet. So, but we're in East Denver, right? So we use the popcorn as our avatar to present it in an NFT. So concentrate when you're concentrating on your work for 25 minutes, then your cat or your Buffecon will also work with you and start to you. So it's kind of like concentrate to earn. Cat and Trade, the name is from Josh. His idea is pretty interesting. Combine the cats and concentrate the two words together. And so if we want to concentrate on work and then also earn some rewards from your cat, so it's kind of like a motivation for you to be more concentrated and be more productive to what you're doing right now. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. And yeah, we deployed the contract on Polygon, and since that we only have like 5 days to complete the whole project, and we have a lot of parties or events to attend. So actually, the whole project is not very, haven't been finished very completely. So maybe in the future we will still try to complete the whole project and see if we can actually make this app, or if we expand to other kind of platforms, and really that user can use this app. And yeah, our purpose is to, because like in the crypto world there are so many things to distract your there are so many distractions, right? So we think that being able to concentrate on your work and being productive is a very important issue for everyone. Yeah, so maybe we can complete this in the future, and very looking forward, because I personally think this is a very interesting idea. So we also have very passion to complete this project. Yeah, see if we can deliver a very nice app for everyone. Yeah, that's about it.
So I have a question, Ben.
Yeah.
When airdrop for Furucombo users?
Hey, you're in our team, right? You should be answering this question.
No, you could deal with it for once. No, that's cool though. Right on. Yeah, super excited to kind of win that second place prize. So actually, the first place one, I think they were developing a little bit longer than 5 days, but that's okay. They still had a cool project. So
yeah, but I think that building everything from scratch is a very valuable, at least an interesting experience, because like in our team we haven't built an iOS app from scratch before, so most of us are like doing backend services, writing contracts and web page, and also like just like coming up with all kinds of crazy ideas and marketing part. And yeah, so I think this is a very precious experience for us. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Right on. No, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, glad you guys had fun and super cool project that you guys built. So yeah, and I was of course happy to, be part of the marketing side and try to help you guys out as well. Yeah, so that's kind of our experience in Denver. As kind of Ben mentioned and Blake mentioned, yeah, it was interesting to kind of touch base with all these different protocols, see what they're building, and then, of course, also maybe collect a little bit of their swag as well. So we also handed some out ourselves. So if you ran into us, you might have got a shirt or a hoodie or some stickers or lots of other stuff as well. So if you did see us there, yeah, thanks for reaching out and meeting us and, chatting with us and helping us to build Furucombo to be the best it can be. So we can kind of open it up now. I think that's the end of the call to any questions. And if not, Shunting, I think, has some questions from the community as well that he's going to review here.
Yeah, I think I will start to answer the question, and then if anyone has any question, you can feel free to ask. We will answer your question after the question we collected previously. So this question, so we got 5 questions from the community, which is on our Discord server, Chinese channel. So we have a Discord server, of course. So people feel free to join it and also follow our Twitter account. That's basically our main channel to distribute our new information, and then people who loves Furucombo will discuss together. So yeah, make sure to join our Discord. So the first question is there any plan that we will start to collect fees? So the answer is yes. So right now our plan is when the Furucombo Fund, the new system, which is under the review, and then we are going to send it to audit soon. Furucombo Fund. Furucombo Fund will be the first feature that we collect the fee natively. So once the fund manager start their own fund, let's say no matter 10 user, and then all of them deposit $10,000 into the fund. And the fund manager right now has $100K, and then he decided to swap the $100K USDC to ETH because he's thinking ETH will be more expensive in the future, so he can get profit. We will take a little bit percentage when he's doing the swap. Yeah, so it's basically when the fund manager doing action, we take a percentage from it. And also, from a fund manager's perspective, they can also earn some management fee from his fund, the asset he's managing. So yeah, this is the first feature that we are going to natively collecting the fee. And right now, our auto farming is also collecting 20% harvest fee right now. So yeah, we do generate fee. And then in our FIP number 2, we will discuss how are we going to use this, the fee that we collect for the future. So yes, we will start to collect fee. And the second question is the loyalty program and NFT system. What's the plan? So we are right now redesigning our loyalty program, especially who and how you can earn the points. We want to make sure that it's all covered our Furucombo fund system and all our other changes. So for the NFT right now, we have Wooden Cube and Meta Cube, and I think when the Furucombo fund is online, maybe after like 1 month testing it, we will open up the Diamond Cube, Diamond Cube. So that will be 3 different tiers, and if you have any of the Furucombo NFT, no matter is the one that we cooperate with Aave or the one issued by us, it's the pizza NFT or even like lottery NFT, we will all give you a point. Like, each NFT equals to a point, and then we will see how many points you have, and then convert you to the right tier in our loyalty program. And then, so yeah, all the NFT that we issue will all combine back into the loyalty program. But we will not burn the NFT from the market because we think all of them are art piece. So we will, what we are planning is to make a multi-sig that is owned by the community. If you want to convert your NFT art piece into our loyalty program NFT, you can just basically send your NFT to our the community owned how should we say, warehouse, and then register on our system, and then we will manually convert you there. We will issue an NFT. Yeah, so this is the loyalty program and NFT system. The third question is Combo token ecosystem. Do we have any update? Yes, we do. So we will launching the governance pretty soon. We will first to launch our snapshot system to finish the FIP number 1 and number 2. Let people to use the Combo token to vote on something. And then after the Furucombo fund system is live, we will roll out the system, staking system that people can put their stake their combo and then to get V combo. And after that, our snapshot system and all our governance system will convert from voting use combo token to voting use V combo token. Besides that, we are also thinking on the curve model. So let's say a user they got some combo token and they want to participate in the governance. So of course they can stake their combo token to our staking contract to get a V combo to vote and also share the platform reward. And another way to participate in this is you can, if you are simply a user, let's say you have $1,000 deposit into Furucombo fund, and you get an LP from that fund manager. So when you get a LP from the fund, and you can stake it into the gauge, and then if you stake into the gauge, you can also earn some platform reward from the Furucombo platform. So there are different ways that you can participate in this, and the V combo holder, they can decide because we will collect the platform reward, the revenue into one wallet, like Multisig wallet, and then the V combo holder, they can decide which gauge they want to allocate more reward, which gauge they want to incentive more. Yeah, so this is basically the CRV model. This is something that we are exploring, and also we are discussing with our investor about this. The number 4 question is the auto farm. So auto farm is something that we keep generating revenue for Furucombo and also helping Furucombo user to manage their LP token. So for now, we don't have any plan to integrate with more farms right now because it's not because we don't want this to keep doing. It's because that we are right now like 100% focusing on rolling out the Furucombo fund system. We want to make sure that people who know how to trade in DeFi, they can really earn some money from the users. They can help each other and earn from it. So Furucombo Fund is right now our top priority. And after Furucombo Fund is in private beta and then is in audit mode, we will go back to integrate more protocol for the Polygon network and maybe for the Ethereum network. And after that, everything is ready. We will think about like integrate to more farms. So if you are one of our fund manager right now, or if you are interested in this, feel free to drop us any kinds of message or your feedback on like which farm you think will benefit the whole system, and then we will think about it. Of course, you can propose it on the governance forum directly. Don't be shy. Yeah. And the last question, but not least, is investor and shareholders. They're because we do the token sale last year around like January. So it's almost their locking period is almost end. So all of their token are not unlocked, should be ended soon. So the user is asking, what's the shareholders' perspective to Furucombo, and then are they still holding the combo token? So everything is on chain. So I just double check their address. I will say I won't say like everyone is holding the combo token, because they are crypto fund. They need to make profit. So like just like a little bit of them, they have already sold some combo token to get their profit. But I think the most important thing is that we kept we have a monthly call with most of our very important investor shareholders, just like the community call. But we will have like more conversation discussing that how are we going to how can they help us, or how can we cooperate together. And then I think most of the investors, they are very like Furucombo's idea, and then we keep polishing our product and keep shipping a lot of useful stuff to the market. So they are still like super positive about Furucombo. And also the most important thing is a lot of them are still like holding a very big position on Furucombo. So yeah, I think to hold Furucombo token is not everything, but to hold the token means a little bit. Yeah. So I'll say this is pretty positive. Yeah. That's basically the user's question. So is there any other question that the community want to ask? No?
We got one question. Will the combo staking governance contract also give loyalty points?
That's a very good question. So to be honest, this haven't been discussed within the team yet. But I think this is an interesting idea, because when I am, like personally speaking, when I'm seeing most of the a governance token, I think it's not very efficient. Like staking combo token to become V combo, and then those combo tokens are just there. You can vote, you can share the platform reward, but what else? Is it possible that we can use our LP token, for example, like combo ETH LP token on Uniswap, to deposit and then get a V combo? I think that's more efficient for a user and also for the whole ecosystem. Yeah. So if there's any interesting idea, feel free to discuss with us. I think if you stake and then get a loyalty points, that's something really cool. Yeah. So feel free to reach out to us. Is this person on the Telegram, Discord, or Twitter?
It was a question on the Discord. I kind of reworded it a bit. They were asking what the successor of the combo ETH auto compounder to get loyalty points.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's discuss this on keep discuss this on Discord.
I don't think we have any other questions from the community. So we can kind of wrap it up here then. So thanks everyone for coming here and participating and being here for Furucombo's March community call. We do still have the Chinese call as well coming up, so feel free to attend that as well if you so desire. And yeah, thanks again, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Have a good day.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.